Banter fam, happy Friday. Okay, so the chop continues. However, guys, not over. Remember, high time frames here. You could see that we are on the verge of getting the next Bitcoin low, right? Market has dropped. Market is going sideways. RSI at the bottom. And where price really starts to move is when RSI exits this 20%. You see here that in this time we had chop. The moment that we exited this 20% over here is when the market actually started rallying up. And what you could see here now is by next week, if we print a green candle this week and we start off green next week, we will start exiting the 20%. Guys, the major high time frame reversal is incoming at any point. We are literally fighting for the bottom for altcoins, the bottom for Bitcoin. And what we saw yesterday as well is prices started to come down and we are seeing a nice little short-term double bottom, which is a reversal sign. All we need to do is make sure we break the major top. So today I'm setting up a couple of altcoin setups for you guys, preparing you for the weekly close and getting us ready for next week. Remember, those who have their major trend lines in, those who are tracking the right altcoins, those that are getting prepared for the rally and not thinking about is there going to be a rally, or those that are going to catch it. So I want to make sure that you are prepared on which altcoins are going to pop, when are they going to pop, and how the hell are we going to make money. No more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
That's fan, brand channel. Hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's jump straight into it, guys. High time frame. We are getting there. We are getting there with high time frame. Firstly, Bitcoin, big support on this 50 MA weekly, right? Important one to hold. Secondly, RSI is starting to turn up at the bottom over here, basically telling you that investment opportunities are near an end, right? In the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the investment opportunities can be gone. What does that mean? Tokens that were 60% on discount from the highs that where they were 3 months ago won't be there anymore, right? And then what it is it's the bulls' turn now to return. Remember, we've got two teams fighting here. We've had the bulls. The bulls came out. They came out the end of last year and they said, hey, this is what we got, right? This is my muscles. This is how big my muscles are, right? Then all of a sudden we had a rejection and the bears came in. Now the bears are starting to pose there and trying to see strong. But ultimately, one of the teams are going to win, right? One of the teams are going to be stronger than the other. And all we're looking for now is making sure that this low is higher than this low. Then the bulls are stronger. There is nothing stopping this happening next. And as you could see, that's what I am looking at over here, is the moment we get through this big weekly trend over here on the top, we're going to start moving. Okay, now remember, every pump starts the same. It starts off slow, right? Recoveries, they start off slow. They basically get to this point where you get the shakeouts. All of these are shakeouts, gets the market to basically lose faith, shakes a lot of people out. And then the grind starts slowly like this. It pushes up, has a nice little test, and then gets going. And if you look at where we are right now, we've pushed up, we're coming in for the test, and we're getting ready for any moment for us to move. The important levels, all we needed Bitcoin to do to hold, and any pullbacks now, is hold this damn $76,000. You hold that, there's nothing stopping us in the next couple of months to be at $120,000 to $130,000 Bitcoin. And this goes the same for the altcoins over here too. They've had multiple chances now to get altcoins to lose this MA. Okay, and you could see here, trying. And all we're looking for is that little higher high over there, right? That little higher low. Okay, and you can see here, that little higher low previously and holding, you see what happens next. This was what the bulls did with the altcoins. This is what the bears have done. If this is the bottom, right, and we are getting the signs, look how this thing is dragging at the bottom here for multiple weeks now at the bottom over here, right? And where it really gets going is above the 20%. So it's telling you that Bitcoin is slightly leading this rally at this point, or leading the market at this point, which means it's very likely that Bitcoin will break out first. And then the moment that the alts exit over here, altcoins will start catching up very quickly. So again, investment opportunities on your damn altcoins. Your Solana's at $100, your ETH, all of these over here are sitting at crazy cheap levels to accumulate what you can, okay, and swap out your portfolio from junk to good stuff, right? Everything's cheap now, so why holding junk? Okay, now let's jump into the short time frame. I want to speak about the good and the bad scenario in the next 24 to 48 hours until I'll see you again on Monday, okay? First sign, yesterday, they pushed price down again, right? We obviously had Trump come out 2 days ago. Tariffs, everything's going on, cool, everyone panicked, right? Then yesterday was the secondary dip that happened, and we actually ended up having a double bottom at 81,000, which is showing us that this is a very strong buy level at the moment. There's buying that's happening here. We know it's not retail, right? We know that people are kind of giving up every time the market doesn't break through this 88,000. So there's a certain amount, and I say it's a 20% club that are actually buying here. You could see these levels here, the 80,000s and the early 80,000s. We are getting the buying power, okay? And we're also seeing nice little volume spikes when we are getting there. So for example, you see a dump that is coming to the downside, not much volume. All of a sudden we get to an area of interest, volume, okay? So there's higher buying volume. When we pull into the downside, we are not getting much selling volume, right? So again, you start to push to the downside over here, boom, buying volume, right? And you can see that every time we come down to these lows, someone is buying, right? Every time. And you must understand that this is exactly what happens in these phases. Exchange of hands, right? Bunch of panic happens, market goes sideways, but it gets accumulated, right? And then the moment that the bags are full, we start pumping the price up. But let's speak about, are we done with this stage yet? Because right now, we have a double bottom, which is a good sign, but we need to really get into this area here to say, hey, maybe there's not one more shake into the late 70,000s, right? Let's play that scenario. If Bitcoin does not manage to get, in the next 2 days, get above this 85,000, we do have to be slightly prepared for one more shakeout. And this is what it looks like, right? Firstly, this is a good pattern that we're seeing here. This can be a reversal. This can be very good. Okay, but if we don't get through this red box over here, which is the 80, basically the 85 to 86,000, right? We still have a scenario of one more shakeout, and this will be the final shakeout that will just come, crush, and then we'll start the road to recovery. Okay, it's just about has this been enough damage? If not, there'll be one more down. And remember, all that's happening is it's coming down to liquidity. It's coming down to big players to buy. Okay, if they want to buy there, or have they accumulated enough in this area over here? So again, this is one of the first scenarios. We don't get through 85. We have a dip off into weekly close. It's areas of around $78,000. Then we start the road to recovery. Now let's speak about bottom is coming in, right? They're trying to sell off here. The bulls are holding well. If so, this is what I want to see. I want to see a pop here, and from there start popping through. So from here, we should continue the rally back to the 88, 89,000, which is definitely a possibility. Then there'll be a shake. And then, guys, where things change is when we're above $89,000 to $90,000 again. Then we won't see it for a while. From there, we're back in the hundreds. Everything will start to move. I'll show you the total 3 here as well. There's the total 3. Okay, you can see here, slightly higher low as we speak. Okay, so, and what that means is two things. Either there is one more shakeout, which I just spoke about. Maybe the alts do want to go for one more bath to those areas over here. And all that's going to do is fetch liquidity, right? Price comes down. Remember, it bounced here the first time. There's buying power that's happening here. We bounce. There's lots of bounces in these areas here. Okay, so liquidity is getting grabbed down in these areas. And sometimes price needs to go down to go up first, because that's where the buyers are sitting, right? That's where the money is actually sitting. So why we pump and then we don't get through here is because the liquidity is still sitting low. So if the liquidity is not fully grabbed yet, I see one more move like this. Same if Bitcoin wants to go to that 78,000. And then the next sign you want to pay attention to is the reversal. If we reverse, it looks something like this. And remember, after this, we are looking for at least a 40% pump with no pullbacks after this. A pump that's just going to go like this. Then it will get everyone excited again. Then it will shake them out, and then it will get going again. Okay, so let's go through a couple of altcoins. So you could see all you need right now is the big trend lines. This is all you need, right? When these trends, when you start to get 4-hour or 8-hour closing candles outside of these trends, it's go time. For now, just hold, just sit. Okay, if you want to take some trades, just wait. Let it trickle. Let it do what it's got to do. When it breaks that, that's where your big trade is going to come. Look at ETH over there. The more candle print we're getting, the better trend lines we're getting. Okay, remember, after this, we've had losing streaks now. We've had money get taken from us. Now we need a badass winning streak, right? A great winning streak. From a winning streak, we kill it. Okay, so here, you can see on ETH, keep that trend line in. All these touches have given us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touch trend line. Very good trend line. Look at Solana. There's the trend saying, hey, you still got a couple, or you got a day or two, but don't miss that trend breakout. And remember, we can dip to the early 90s if we have that shakeout from Bitcoin, right? We look at Chainlink. There's the trend. We look at Sui. There's the trend. Get your damn trends in. Get your accounts ready. Guys, remember, I got a bunch of great accounts here for you. Here's Bank. 11 days left for a special, right? You get bonuses. Okay, so complete your first deposit and up to 20,000 in bonuses. Register in KYC, you can claim $30 for your first time deposits, right? Anything bigger than 3,000, you can get up to 50% rebates. Incredible. I don't see deals like this anywhere, right? First deposit amount of smaller than 3,000, you get 20% over there as well. Okay, and the maximum reward is the $20,000, which means I think it's up to 200K. If you deposit, you get 20,000 in bonuses, right? Or it's 100K. If it's 100,000, you get 20K in bonuses. And what you also have is 0 maker fees. Huge, right? And you can see here, there's even cash backs over here. There's 11 days left. Open up if you want a Bank account. Great trading exchange. Get it ready, right? The next ones we have here is BTCC. They currently have a volume competition as well. So if you're trading and you're not getting rewards for the trades that you're doing automatically with using volume, okay, they have big rewards that are currently happening at the moment. Remember this as well, 10% on all deposits above $500. Okay, so if it's $20,000, you get $10,000, right? You can trade the one on a little bit more higher leverage. You can then trade your capital on a little bit more lower leverage. You can use the bonuses to your advantage, okay? And then we also have 𝗬𝗡 as well. 𝗬𝗡 have this deal here. Just by opening up an account, you get up to $100, depositing up to $100, trading up to $100, and you can see all the different packages that you get only with this man's link over here. You see this guy's face over here. That guy, I know him. He's pretty cool. He's not a bad guy. Okay, and if we look here straight below, this is where you'll find all of the exchange deals over here. Okay, and this is the free school that you can enter once you've opened up those exchanges. Okay, amazing. Guys, so prepare yourself. Get all these trends in. Get ready. It is not over. The bottom is damn near. If you've gotten this far, don't quit. The rally's about to start again. Love you lots. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday. Goodbye.